Hi! Welcome to Wheels Up! My name is Sierra, and I'm so excited to take you on a super fun journey brought to you by the Sunrise Association, the Sunrise Studios, and our friends at American Airlines. While we're on our adventure, see if you can spot Wings, our special airplane friend who will show up in 3 different places. After our adventure, join us for crafts in our SunriseVX Treehouse. And last, but certainly not least, we'll do a fun game of trivia with me, all about our adventure. Are you ready? Let's go! Fasten your seatbelts. Here to kick us off is a special representative from our friends at American Airlines.
Welcome, passengers. I'm American Airlines flight attendant Julian Peterman. Welcome on board our very special flight today with service from the Sunrise Association and American Airlines to visit palaces and castles around the world. We'll land first in Delhi, India. So buckle up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Hello, adventurers! Today we'll explore spectacular structures that once upon a time housed kings and queens. Some still do today. We'll travel to faraway places in Europe and Asia to tour some of the greatest castles and palaces. But this is not a fairy tale. This is a Wheels Up adventure, and you know what that means. Buckle your seatbelts and prepare for our landing as our American Airlines flight approaches our first stop, Delhi, India. Let's go! We are here in the country of India to tour Red Fort. But is Red Fort a palace or is it a castle? That's a great question. Fun fact number 1, palaces were built to provide comfort and show off wealth. Castles were built for protection. Fascinating! Forts were built to provide protection too. Red Fort is often called a palace fort because it was built to provide comfort and protection. Red Fort was built in the 1600s for leaders known as emperors. Can you guess where the majestic palace fort got its name? Look at its walls. They are red. The 75-foot high walls are made from red sandstone rock. Behind the towering red walls lie palaces, balconies, gardens, and so much more. Let's check it out. When you look at the fort from above, it is octagonal in shape. Octagonal means it has 8 sides. Inside, at the drum house, musicians played to announce the arrival of royalty. The public audience hall is where the emperor would sit on his throne and listen to news and reports from the people working for him. The throne the emperor sat upon, known as the Peacock Throne, was one of the most beautiful thrones ever made. Fun fact number 2, the Peacock Throne you see today is a replica. The original has been missing since the late 1800s. Today you can see a sound and light show at night, or spend your time shopping at the beautiful Meena Bazaar at the fort's entrance, where you can buy local artists' crafts, colorful bags, jewelry, shawls, plates, and more. I love that! Red Fort is so beautiful! I can't wait to see what's next! Time to board our next American Airlines flight to London, England. Royal photographer Chris Jackson is there with a special message for us about palace life.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Jackson. I'm a royal photographer based in London and I've been doing this for 20 years. This is my son Theo and we spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of time working in palaces, and I know you're learning all about that today. So we talked to you a little bit about that. I work in places like Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle and even Hampton Court Palace. Theo's quite keen on a bit of photography, as you can see. Have you ever been to Buckingham Palace? What was that for? Do you remember? Was it the Platinum Jubilee?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. We were lucky enough to see some of the Platinum Jubilee this year. I wonder if any of you managed to see some of that amazing celebration in London. The palaces that I get to work in are pretty amazing, and I think one of the special things about working in a palace is the history and knowing that so many amazing people have lived there for many, many hundreds of years, which is very special. So it's a real privilege to do that. I hopefully I'll get back to one of the palaces very soon. It's even amazing to work in somewhere like Windsor Castle, which isn't far away from where we live in West London, so that's really special to go and work in places like that. Would you like to work in a palace too?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Anyway, enjoy learning more about palaces. It really is a fascinating subject, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Wow, thanks, Chris. Let's explore some of the famous homes that belong to the British royal family. Buckingham Palace in London is the official home of Britain's monarch, which is a word that means king or queen. Buckingham Palace has 775 rooms, including 78 bathrooms, 92 offices, and a movie theater. Can I move in? You may have seen pictures of the royal family taken right here on the palace's balcony. The back of the palace includes a 40-acre private garden. You can buy tickets to tour parts of Buckingham Palace, but no ticket needed to watch the famous changing of the guard. This ceremony, during which the soldiers who protect the palace change places at the palace gates, has occurred at Buckingham Palace every day since 1837. Let's take a quick play break at another royal palace in London, Hampton Court. Wait, you can play at a palace? That's right. Hampton Court used to be home to royalty, but today it is home to the Magic Garden, a huge playground with slides, climbing structures, a splash pad, sand play, and even a dragon.
Does that look fun to you?
After enjoying the playground, take a horse-drawn carriage ride through the palace gardens. Meet characters from history, or find your way through the hedge maze. So fun! The first royal to live here was King Henry VIII in 1526. He loved entertaining and holding feasts for hundreds of people, so it's no wonder that the kitchens include 55 rooms. Each room was used for a different cooking task, such as boiling vegetables, roasting meat, making pastries, and baking pies. The storage rooms were stocked floor to ceiling with fruit, vegetables, spices, fish, and meat. But the best part, wait for it, is fun fact number 3. Hampton Court has a group of rooms just for making chocolate. The chocolate kitchens were added in 1690 when King William III and Queen Mary II lived in the palace. The king and queen would start their days with hot chocolate, and the king drank it all day long.
Total yum!
Time to catch our next flight to Normandy, France to see something really magical. Welcome to the beautiful Mont Saint-Michel. Does it look a little familiar? This is the castle that inspired Rapunzel's castle in the movie Tangled. This fairy tale castle is actually an entire village, home to shops and restaurants. At the very top of the island sits a magnificent abbey, which is where nuns and monks live, that towers over the island below. It's surely a magical sight to watch the tides rise and fall around the real island that the castle is on. At high tide, the castle appears to hover above the water and sometimes has a mirror reflection. At low tide, the castle is surrounded by sand, and visitors can walk around the bottom and view the castle from the ground.
Beautiful!
Nobody knows how this island came to be, but my favorite story is that a giant named Gargantua dropped his shoe, which later became the island. Want to see another castle that inspired a Disney castle? Next up, we're heading to Bavaria, Germany. Fun fact number 4. Neuschwanstein Castle is what Disney designers, called Imagineers, used as a guide to create Sleeping Beauty Castle in Disneyland. Can you see how those castles look alike? The original castle is high in the mountains of Germany. It was built for King Ludwig II in the late 1800s, hundreds of years after the earliest castles were created. But with its towers and turrets, which are small towers on top of larger ones, it looks like the ancient castles. Unlike those early castles, this castle was built with flushing toilets, a heating system, and other modern comforts. It wasn't built for protection like the original ones were. Only 14 of the planned 200 rooms were ever finished, but King Ludwig, known as the Fairy Tale King, made sure the rooms were decorated majestically. It took 14 carpenters 4 years just to make the detailed bedroom woodwork.
No way!
With its elaborate murals, ceiling paintings, chandeliers, with tall candles, silk seat coverings and curtains, tapestries, marble, and so much gold detail, the castle was certainly fit for a king. King Ludwig only slept in the castle for 11 nights, but with 6,000 tourists a day, it is one of the most visited castles in the world. time to see one last castle, something very different this time. Let's board our next flight to Japan. Welcome to Matsumoto Castle. Nicknamed Crow Castle, its black walls and curved roofs look like a crow spreading its wings to fly. Built in 1594, this castle is one of the oldest castles remaining in Japan. It has 5 tiers or levels that can be seen from the outside, but there is a hidden 6th floor below ground. This was a great hiding spot for the castle defenders and their supplies. Shoes aren't allowed in the castle, so make sure to wear socks. The wooden floors can get really cold. Don't be surprised to see a ninja or samurai here. They like to prowl the grounds and pose for photos. Hey, there's one now! The castle hosts drumming, ice sculpture, and even soba noodle festivals.
So fun!
Wow! We saw so many incredible castles and palaces today. There's so many more to be discovered all around the world, in Ethiopia, Slovakia, Brazil, Egypt, Spain, and even right here in the United States. I wish we had time to see them all. But it's time for a happily ever after ending to our adventure. Time to board our American Airlines flight and head home for crafting.
Wow, that was such an incredible adventure! Did you have a chance to see wings?
Here are the 3 different times where we spot wings.
You did! Great job! Well, come on, we have another adventure where we're gonna go crafting in our SunriseVX treehouse. Let's go!
Hi, my name is Caroline and I'm so excited to do arts and crafts with you today. Today's video was all about castles and palaces. So today we are going to make a Mary Blair inspired painting and a crown craft. I hope you have fun.
Project 1. Painting inspired by Mary Blair. White paper, dark colored permanent marker, watercolor paints, and paintbrush. Project 2. Crown. Construction paper of any color, scissors, markers, crayons, or colored pencils, glue, optional, tape, glitter glue, stickers, and gems.
So first we are going to make a painting inspired by the artist Mary Blair. And she made a lot of famous castle paintings, and she helped create the castles for movies like Cinderella, and she painted stuff for Peter Pan, and she also helped create the ride It's a Small World at Disneyland. So we're going to make a castle that looks like her paintings. And she used a lot of fun colors and shapes, so we're gonna make a castle that looks like that. So first, I'm going to take a Sharpie, and I'm gonna use a Sharpie because later I'm gonna paint it with watercolor, and if you use Sharpie, it doesn't bleed, so I'm gonna use a Sharpie, but if you want, you can use a regular marker, and then you can use crayons or paint to color it in. So first, I'm going to make the buildings. So I'm going to just draw some rectangle shapes, and they're gonna be all different sizes. So I'm gonna make some taller and some shorter. And then you can also make some that look like triangles or all different shapes. And now I'm gonna add some circles on top and some other fun designs, because when she paints, her castles are always really fun and decorative. And then I'm gonna draw some hearts. And then she also draws a lot of tulips, like this. And you can add whatever kind of designs you want. Okay, so as you can see, I added a lot of different shapes and I made it really fun, just like her castles. So now I'm gonna start to color it in, and I'm gonna use all different colors because her castles are really colorful and they use all different colors. I'm using watercolor paint, but if you don't have that, you can also use markers or crayons to color your castle. And I'm gonna use a lot of bright colors because she used a lot of bright colors. So I'm gonna use like pink and purple and orange and a lot of different bright colors in my castle. So now I just finished painting my castle and this is what it looks like. But I also have this one that I made earlier. So as you can see, they can look very different, but they're both very colorful and have a lot of different shapes, just like the one Mary Blair makes. The second craft we are going to make is a crown, and they are worn by royalty all over the world who live in castles and palaces. So I have some paper, and then I also have a lot of stuff to decorate my crown. So I have some glitter glue, which you can use if you have it. And then I also have some washi tape, some glittery washi tape, and then some markers. And I also have some gems, which you can use if you have them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna fold my paper in half, like this. As you can see, I just sketched out how the crown is going to be, but you can follow along as I do it in my marker. So I'm gonna start here, about in the middle of the paper, and I'm gonna go up to the top, and then back down, and I'm gonna do this all the way across my paper. And now I'm going to just cut this out. Okay, so now I have the two pieces to my crown, and now you can glue them together. And this is because you want it to be long enough so it can fit around your head. So I'm just going to tape the two pieces together. You can also glue them together like this. And then if you want, you can measure it to make sure it'll fit around your head. So mine perfectly fit. So I'm gonna use some glitter glue and some washi tape. I'm going to decorate my crown, so I'm gonna use some gold washi tape, and I'm gonna put that along the bottom to make it glittery. Like this. And then I'm also gonna use some gold glitter glue to make some fun designs. And if you don't have glitter glue, you can use markers or crayons or whatever you have to make it really fun. So I'm just doing some of this design, and then I'm gonna use some markers and make some other designs on my crown. And all crowns look different, so you can make yours however you want. You can draw diamonds or hearts or whatever other shapes you want. So now that my crown is all decorated, I'm going to tape it together. So I'm gonna go like this and tape the two ends together. Just like this. And if you did use glitter glue, you might want to let it dry. Mine's still a little bit wet, but this is what mine looks like. And then you can wear it like you're royalty. I hope you had fun making this castle painting with me and this crown craft. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Wow! We had such a blast crafting with you today. Well, get ready, because we're coming in for our final destination, an exciting trivia game, where you'll get to have more fun with trivia questions about our adventure today. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. Each question has 4 answers, but only one answer is correct. Ooh. Can you figure it out? Well, come on, let's play.
Welcome to Wheels Up Trivia with Wheels Up with Sunrise on Wheels. Question number 1. This Wheels Up adventure is mainly about A. Fairy tales, B. Castles and palaces, C. Disney castles, or D. Sand castles. You guessed it! Castles and palaces. Oh, and we see so many good ones. Question 2. We visited all of the following palaces on this adventure except A. Buckingham Palace, B. Hampton Court, C. Red Fort, or D. Corn Palace. Though we have visited Corn Palace, we didn't do it in this episode. Question 3. Red Fort got its name from A. Little Red Riding Hood, B. Superman's cape, C. A type of rock, or D. King Ludwig. You guessed it, a type of rock. Question 4. Where at Red Fort would there have most likely been musicians? A. The Drum House, B. The Public Audience Hall, C. The Peacock Throne, or D. None of the above. Oh, this is a tricky one. But if you guessed the Drum House, you have such a good memory. Great job! Question 5. Which sentence about palaces is not correct? A. Palaces don't have many rooms. B. Palaces can have more than one kitchen. C. Palaces can have gardens and balconies. D. Palaces were built to provide comfort. Palaces can actually have over 1,000 rooms. Crazy! Question 6. King William III and Queen Mary II started their days with A. Pokemon, B. Dance classes, C. Hot chocolate, or D. Basketball games. Hot chocolate is one of my favorite ways to start my day too. Question number 7. Which castle inspired Rapunzel's castle in the movie Tangled? A. Mont Saint-Michel, B. Neuschwanstein Castle, C. Matsumoto Castle, or D. A Minecraft castle. All are fabulous castles, but A is correct. One of my favorite movies. Question 8. A person who designs things for Disney theme parks is called A. A musketeer, B. Sleeping Beauty, C. An Imagineer, or D. The Fairy Tale King. I love this name. What a fun name, an Imagineer. Question 9. Neuschwanstein Castle was built with all of the following except A. Flushing toilets, B. Turrets, C. Heating, or D. PlayStation. Well, that one I feel like was a little easier. PlayStation is awesome though. Question 10. There are castles and palaces in A. Ethiopia, B. Brazil, C. The United States, or D. All of the above. You guessed it, and there are castles and palaces all over the world. Thank you so much for playing Wheels Up Trivia with Wheels Up with Sunrise on Wheels. We'll see you next time.
Wow, you did such an awesome job with trivia today. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Wheels Up. Did you know that there are more adventures of Wheels Up available for you? Oh yeah! Just head to our YouTube channel, or you can download our Sunrise Studios app, which is available on iOS or Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And thank you so much to the Sunrise Studios, Sunrise Association, and the wonderful American Airlines. We'll see you next time!